Aries, welcome back to Medicine Tarot. This is your September 2020 reading, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Before we get started, you guys, I just made a series of guided meditations around releasing your ex, releasing negative relationship patterns. I'm a transformational coach and I work with the emotional body separately from the mind because they have different ways they work. They have a different set of logic. And so when we're trying to do healing, especially when it comes to relationships, a lot of stuff is kind of confusing and unseen because it follows the logic of the emotional body. The only way we can truly enter that emotional body is through visualization. So this is the reason why we dream at night, because our nervous system that's connected to our emotions is doing a release, right? It's trying to create equilibrium. And so the stuff you were worried about during the day, it's creating the visuals, albeit abstract, for you to process your stress, okay? But anyway, so the guided meditations are on my website. Release your ex, let it go, step into a new cycle here. This Pisces full moon that's happening September 1st is going to be huge for so many of us. More powerful, I think, of a full moon than what was the last one? I forget. Capricorn? Anyway, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. I started your reading and the first card I got was the Queen of Pentacles. Now, and I stopped it and I had to redo it. Boom, I get the Queen of Pentacles. So somebody is working. Someone is busy tending to their physical needs, even their home, their house, reorganizing, restructuring the way money flows into your life. Definitely a connection to the physical realm, but more so not just in like, okay, I'm busy working. What you're doing too, Aries, is you're connecting. It's Virgo season, right? It's an earth energy season. I feel like you're using it wisely to, it's funny, it could really be to release the ex, right? To release that rejection, that feeling of lack, that feeling of abandonment, right? Because you're also seeing like there's so much deception here. I've been trying to go through this transformation for a long time, but now I'm really going to do it. And you're doing it by balancing the way you connect to yourself and the way you emotionally connect to yourself. It's funny because this is literally what the guided meditations are about. But it's funny because I don't think you're hurting necessarily, but I don't think you're sitting there crying. I feel like this could have been a few months, 4 months ago or something, like months ago. But there's something about this energy that you're saying like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with this vibe. I'm done with this story. I'm done with this dynamic, blah, 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 blah. I'm over it. I'm moving on. And you're doing it in September. You're really coming out of your own like nest in a way. You're coming out of your own nest after you redo the nest. So maybe, I don't see any moving cards, but I just feel like some of you may, I don't know, some of you may be moving. Something about the home becomes more important and most important to you. Don't know. Starting a business from home, working from home, right? I mean, so many people are, but just this idea of like, I got everything that I need right here, and you're feeling good. You're feeling grounded. That's the most important part. Many of you have had men in your life repeatedly that just oh boy. Oy, oy, oy. You need, I don't mean to sound weird, but you need to find a way out of the connection to these men. You need to find a way out. You need to find an emotional way out, because, and look at this, there's something that you haven't been able to walk away from. You're holding on to the worry, like, did I do it wrong? Do I keep messing up? What do I keep messing up? You're constantly making it your fault. You're constantly making it like, maybe I was wrong. What do I not know? What do I not see? And there's a sense here where these burdens and like ideas, this overwhelm, what they're saying is, none of it is true. None of it is true. You may mess up. You may have messed up. You may have been to this, that, but it doesn't change the core of your the core of your being. And so the Tower comes in to suddenly strengthen this belief you've been carrying around. Like, there's a belief here that is bringing you to a place where you are not as strong as the other person, right? Like, I'm sorry, the destruction of the belief makes you stronger than this other person, because Emperor is the Aries card. This is you coming up strong. You may have been dealing with a fire sign. Definitely. It's funny because I've had this deck, the bottom of the deck on top of the fire sign, but it's really, look at this. Haha. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Right? 2 towers, 2 kings of fire. Somebody is the hierarchy in your life. You are making the male or the other person, whoever they may be, female, you're making them better than you, which is why you keep trying to figure out what it is that you're missing, when indeed you're not missing anything. And if you actually had that vibration in your body, the way your relationship would unfold would be completely different. And that's the blind spot that you don't see. The blind spot is that the quote unquote vibration of like, they're better, the goal is them, that you're walking into a relationship with. It has you, this lovers, okay, has you twisted. Oh my God. It's all about love. So Lovers comes out twice now, and the Emperor. Let's talk about your love life is what they're saying. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. Because if you've been single for a minute and things are not working out, there is some place here that you're stuck in, that you have not been able to heal, that the universe is asking you, let's reconnect. Let's reconnect those places. There may have been trauma, depending on who you guys are, right? Like, all kinds of stuff could have happened. But it's time to reconnect this disconnection, basically. So when trauma occurs, you guys, literally, we disconnect internally in that place. And so healing is reconnecting and re-evaluating how we relate to ourselves. That in itself is a connection. So you're getting on a path now where you're realizing, like, damn, I don't know, like, I really need to get through this. And it may scare you, but I just want you to say, don't be scared. Nothing to be afraid of. At the end of the journey, you're just going to realize you're not wrong. The way your perspective is influencing the way you relate to yourself is wrong. Okay? A little different. And some of you are highly intuitive, like you could be working in the healing arts yourselves, or intuitive, psychic, whatever. But on some level, it's funny because they're almost saying, like, you can use your intuition to cut through this. Some of you may be closer to finding certain answers around love difficulty than you may see or that you may know. You may be much, much closer than you may admit even to yourself right now. But there is a hidden aspect to the way you are thinking, a hidden aspect to the way you're thinking about yourself or about men, and it feels like, or the partner, whatever. And it feels like you need to unlock a specific kind of gate, so that you can see where your power is creating. Hold on, let me finish that sentence. Yeah, where your power is creating this hierarchy. You live inside of a hierarchy where the dominant person in the relationship is them. The end. It's that simple. And it keeps biting you in the butt. It's that simple. And so I just don't want to keep telling some story around like, oh, well, you know, they're narcissistic, they're this, they're that. That's great. Yeah, they may be all of those things. Possibly they are. But this whole reading and what you're moving towards right now in your life, and like literally your whole life, is you coming out of this rejection, this abandonment. You may be experiencing it in friendships, with family too. You feel like you are not the chosen one. I am not the chosen one, and things are dropping. You feel like the opportunities are just not rolling through for you. But it's not. There's a misalignment here. There's a misalignment. If you guys need help with any of this, I'm a transformational coach. We can work through this. No big deal. It does. Sometimes it takes a minute, but you certainly look. You certainly will move into a calmer, safer place. But everything has to do with your perspective. And I always say to people, don't try and do everything alone. You know, if you can, get help from someone else. There is a perspective here. And if you've been going to therapy forever and nothing has changed, that therapist is not working. Stop wasting your money. So it goes from the 4 to the 2. I mean, from the 6 to the 2. It's all about the perspective. How do I get out of the devil energy, the stuck place, the toxic place, the bad place, the sad place? They're like, it's all about the perspective and then the realization and alignment to that. If this is really resonating for you, I urge you not to throw this away and to investigate deeper. You know? I'm going to finish this reading on Patreon, and I'm going to look at some of this perspective here, like what is this direct perspective shift? Like where is it coming from? What is the confusion? Like a bit more advice, like how does this manifest? What's coming up for you guys? All that jazz. Patreon is $4. It's super cheap. But if this is where our journey ends, I hope that this served you as a start almost. September is going to be great, but I don't want to paint a picture like this magical mountain man is coming to find you and throw you on his horse, or a magical mountain woman is coming to be the wild, beautiful, gorgeous, sexy. No, you're in the middle of figuring out something pretty important about yourself, and it's not about them, it's about you. And I mean that in the most like self-loving way. Like, it's time for you to focus on you. There's something that needs to be shifted out of, and the faster you do it, the faster you can feel the faster you do it, the faster you can feel the wholesomeness inside of these romantic relationships, darling. I will see you hopefully on Patreon. The link is below. If this is where we say goodbye, thank you so much for liking. Go vote in November. Let's get this dude out of office. I'm sick and tired and exhausted of Mr. T. It's despicable what's happening in our country. I'm sending you love. Adios.